for joining us on the EKTV Daybreak News. I am Olayinka Ilori. The Ekiti State Government has approved the appointment of new traditional rulers to fill the vacant stools of 3 communities. The affected towns are Ayebode and Esun, both in Ikole local government area and Emure Ekiti. The decision was part of the resolutions reached at the State Executive Council meeting held in Ado Ekiti and presided over by Governor Biodun Oyebanji. Prince Olushola Omolayo was appointed as the new Owa of Ayebode, succeeding Oba Tayo Fabmuroti, who passed away in September 2022. In Esun, Prince Bankole Ilubusi was approved as the new Elesun, following the demise of Oba Babatunde Ogunshakin in January 2024. Similarly, the council approved the appointment of Prince Babatunde Ajiboye from the Abenimota ruling house as the new Elemure of Emure Ekiti, succeeding Oba Adebowale Adebayo, who passed on in May 2023. Other key decisions from the meeting include the award of contracts for structural improvements at the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital, including an 80-bed multipurpose building to enhance patients' movement, and the renovation of public schools buildings damaged by rainstorms across the state. Similarly, the Ekiti State House of Assembly has screened and confirmed the appointment of Justice Lekan Ogunmoye as the substantive Chief Judge of the state. The confirmation came at plenary, presided over by the Speaker, Mr. Diri Aribasoye, at the Assembly Complex in Ado Ekiti. BSS reporter Bukola Adebukola has more on the report.
Justice Ogunmoye was accompanied to the Assembly by the State Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Dayo Akpata, and judiciary workers. The Speaker read the letter from Governor Biodun Oyebanji requesting for the screening and confirmation of Acting Chief Judge Ogunmoye as Chief Judge.
Same person whose name has been forwarded to us to be screened and also confirmed as the substantive CJ of the state.
The House drained the nominee, while the majority leader, Mr. Tolu Ige, and minority leader, Mr. Oladele Ogunshakin, extolled the virtues of Justice Ogunmoye.
Justice is justice denied, but with men like Honorable Justice Ogunmoye, justice is neither delayed nor denied. It is delivered grace, strength, and integrity.
The Chairman House Committee on Judiciary and Legal Matter, Mr. Babatunde Oke, read the report of their findings to the lawmakers, which the House discussed and adopted at the Committee of the Old House.
I recommend that the appointment of Justice Ogunmoye, Acting Chief Judge of the State, be confirmed as the substantive Chief Judge of the State.
At the end of the extensive deliberation and vote by the lawmakers, the Speaker pronounced his confirmation as the Chief Judge designate.
Justice Lekan Ogunmoye is now the CJ designate. Thank you.
In an interview, Justice Ogunmoye promised to make use of information technology in the court proceedings.
There is no option to it. We have to inform to technology. Now, in the state today, virtual hearing of cases is a thing of reality.
Justice Ogunmoye was born at Omo Ekiti in 1963 and graduated from the University of Ife. He was called to bar in 1987, after which he joined the Ondo State Civil Service. Ogunmoye was appointed the Acting Chief Judge in November 2024 until his confirmation as the Chief Judge by the House of Assembly. Bukola Adebukola reporting.
The Nigerian Bar Association Ikero Ekiti branch has commenced the 2025 Law Week with a presentation of a lecture calling on all stakeholders to rebuild public confidence in the conflict resolution mechanism and the judicial sector. The lecture took place at the Chief Wole Olanipekun Bar Center at Ikero Ekiti. DSS reporter Abayomi Peke reports that the opening ceremony also featured a news conference. His report.
The The lecture, which was in honor of the Grand Patron of the MBA Ikere branch, Chief Wole Olanipekun, was entitled "The Building Public Confidence in the Conflict Resolution Mechanism and the Judicial Sector, Roles of Stakeholders in Upholding Best Practices." The lecture was delivered by Mr. Dayo Akinlaja, SAN, represented by the Director of Public Prosecution in the State Ministry of Justice, Prince Julius Ajibari. Mr. Akinlaja, who identified various challenges in the Nigerian justice sector and their impact on public confidence, said inadequate access to justice, infrastructural decay, abuse of power of law enforcement agencies, and unethical legal practices foster mistrust and disaffection in the system. The guest lecturer challenged all stakeholders, including judicial officers, lawyers, law enforcement agents, citizens, and civil society organizations to adopt a collaborative approach that will uphold best practices and promote reform.
It is essential that we prioritize the needs of our citizens, particularly the most vulnerable members of the society. In doing so, we ensure that justice system serves as the beacon of hope and protection rather than a source of frustration and despair.
In his remarks, the State Governor, Mr. Biodoye Banji, who was represented by the Special Advisor on Legal Matters, Mr. Nijidu, commended the MBA Ikere branch for promoting rule of law through its activities.
The role of ensuring the society is governed by rule of law is very crucial to the actualization of the constitutional objectives of an egalitarian society. We need to work together to ensure that our people flourish and our state prosper in a peaceful and orderly society.
In a goodwill message to the State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, Mr. Dayo Apata, SAN, represented by the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Minister of Justice in Ekiti State, Mr. Sunday Bamishi, said Ekiti State is committed to law reforms and access to justice, adding that all stakeholders have roles to play in improving the justice system.
We need to further strengthen the faith Nigerians have in our legal institutions.
The chairman, MBA Ikere branch, Mr. Timitope Kolawole, noted that the branch carefully chose the theme of the celebration to enlighten participants on what to do to regain the trust and confidence of the society in conflict resolution mechanism.
And we are by this week calling on all stakeholders to join us in this profitable discussion to renew the collapsing public confidence in our conflict resolution mechanism.
Attendance at the lecture cut across legal practitioners, representatives of the law enforcement agencies, representatives of traditional rulers, community leaders, and other stakeholders in the justice system. Abayomi Peke reporting.
The exposure of civil servants to modern tools and digital platforms have been described as a veritable tool to position Ekiti State Public Service for efficient and tech-driven service delivery. This was the position of stakeholders at a two-day capacity building workshop for officers in the Cooperative Trade and Commerce cadres organized by the Ministry of Capacity Development and Training held in Ado-Ekiti. BSS reporter Olushola Thomas completes the story.
The Commissioner for Capacity Development and Training, Professor Patrick Tedela, who declared the program open, said that the training was important for participants due to their engagement with key drivers of grassroots development through the ministry.
I am confident that this program will be transformative and it will attendees with practical skills for improved service delivery. I also want to seize this opportunity and justify government investment through increased productivity and professional excellence.
Earlier in their remarks, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Capacity Development, Mr. Olawale Olaleye, and the Acting Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Investment, Mr. Dayo Fadua, charged participants to avail themselves the opportunity to be equipped with skills for improvement in their duties.
You are therefore encouraged to see this training program as an opportunity for you to your input as far as civil servants are concerned, most especially in your professions, go fine. So let us see what are the matters as far as the matter of sheer prosperity in the state is concerned.
Facilitators among whom were the Permanent Secretary, Civil Service Commission, Mrs. Bukola Ogunlade, and a retired civil servant, Mr. William Alabi, said that participants' knowledge of ethics of public service and knowledge of modern technology will improve their performance in the line of their duties.
The quality of governance depends to a large extent on the quality of the civil service we have, and that is why we need to have civil servants that are disciplined and of course know what to do and what is expected of them in the discharge of their duties towards achieving the goals of government.
So we should not remain the same and handle cooperative matters the way they were handling it when we were in the primary school. Otherwise, those parents will feel that we don't want to help.
Participants on their part express readiness to utilize the knowledge gained in their place of work. The theme for the training was performance enhancement in cooperative trade and investment administration and management in the era of digitization. Odushola Thomas reporting.
Several persons have been hospitalized after a building collapsed overnight along Adenija Dele Road in Isaleko on Lagos Island. The incident drew an emergency response from operatives of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, the Nigerian Police, and other relevant rescue agencies. The report says traffic flow is not affected. Personnel are firmly at strategic location to monitor the situation. The cause of the collapsed building is not yet officially stated, but structural failure and aging building are common concerns in the area. People of Etomi in Etkong local government area of Cross River State have protested the plan by the government to privatize cocoa estate in the community. Among the protesters were aged cocoa farmers as well as youth involved in cocoa value chain. Some of the placards bore different inscriptions calling on government to reverse the decision. Moving on to foreign scene, U.S. broker peace agreement to end the war between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda has left 7 million people displaced as Israeli forces kill over 50,000 people in Gaza. For this and other foreign news, let's join Michael Bestman. We hope to bring you that report.
The United States Defense Department has praised its attack on Iran's nuclear sites as a bold operation. The spokesperson, Sean Parnell, noted that all 3 nuclear facilities were destroyed and has set back Iran's nuclear program by 1 to 2 years. While Iran has not provided any details about its nuclear sites, intelligence assessments allegedly report that key components may not have been destroyed.
Estimates about the degradation of Iran's nuclear program and the fact that we have degraded their program by 1 to 2 years, at least intel assessments inside the department assess that, and I think their intelligence shares that conclusion.
At least over 100 Palestinians have been killed in recent Israeli attacks across the Gaza Strip. According to Gaza's health ministry, Israel's war on Gaza has killed more than 50,000 people with over 100,000 wounded. Meanwhile, Hamas is set to review a new proposal for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza, following Israelis agreed 60-day truce as announced by U.S. President Donald Trump. Still on the foreign scene, Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives have advanced President Donald Trump's tax cut and spending bill to a final yes or no vote. This came after intense overnight debates. We saw the lawmakers clear a final procedural challenge to the bill in a 219 to 213 votes cast earlier. While details about the final vote was yet to be announced, Democrats are in opposition of the bill.
Democrats really don't like this one big beautiful bill, and he's been using his time to speak out about his concerns. But this all follows hours of side conversations, backdoor conversations, trying to sway holdouts on the Republican side overnight.
Finally, on the foreign scene, Russian Navy deputy head has been killed by Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry said Major General Mikhail Gudkov was killed alongside other servicemen in a missile attack by Ukraine. The Navy head was handed a top military honor by Russian President Vladimir Putin and would make him part of other senior Russian commanders killed since the war. However, Ukraine is yet to comment on the allegations. From the foreign desk, I am Michael Bestman.
That's the Daybreak News. Thanks for watching. Good morning.